Welcome to another episode of Blended Views Unfiltered. This is DeAndre.
This is Nick.
It's Big Mama.
It's Kenesha.
Yeah. How was your weekend?
Mine was fine. How was yours?
Wonderful.
Great.
Splendid.
Fantastic.
Indubitably.
Fantastical. How was your weekend?
Great. Can't complain.
Yeah. Kenesha,
I was at work.
any new contacts?
No, Dre.
All right. That's wonderful.
Leave her alone.
Hey,
I
listen.
keep trying to tell him.
I'm opening up with a good question,
I'm
y'all.
gonna end up punching him in the face.
I got a great question for y'all. All right, hold on. Let me look it up. I got one, and then I got a follow-up question. Mm-hmm. The first one: if y'all private parts,
Oh God.
Go to hell.
if y'all private parts had a voice, what would it sound like?
Oh, that's such a good question. Okay, I don't feel like mine would be like a high pitched voice because I feel like high pitch is like girly and dainty, and that's not me. But I don't feel like it'd be like a whoa like that because it'll scare people away. Yeah. So maybe like just like a nice like alto voice, like.
Like a what?
I'm trying. Wait, like a like that. Not too high, not too deep, but just nice and like a hello, welcome here, like that.
Now, when this voice
Mine's
would
got an
speak,
accent.
like, give us an example of what it would say when it's being pleasured the right way.
Okay. If it's being pleasured the right way. Oh, we talked about this earlier. It's gonna cuss for sure because I'm a cusser. It's probably gonna be like, oh shit, like that.
Oh God. Jesus.
Like really aggressive like that?
Not
Ain't no
not
chill?
too aggressive, but not too like soft.
He said
just like
pleasured. He said pleasured.
I'm aware. Not too aggressive,
it.
like oh shit, like not one of them, but not too soft, like oh shit, but like in the middle, like a oh shit, like that.
Oh, man.
Like that. Nick, what is yours gonna sound like?
I don't know. I still gotta think about it.
Guess, I don't know.
I don't
Kenesha?
know.
Dre, hit the crickets on her.
Right.
It's taking too long.
Come on. Probably like.
Maybe mine's got an accent.
Ooh, we're kind.
Portuguese, like a
Oui,
Portuguese. Like a Portuguese.
Yeah?
What's Portuguese accent sound like?
Yes. Can you demonstrate?
No, I cannot.
Why?
Portuguese.
I can hear it. Oh,
Please,
you remember the lady from off
please.
of Taxi?
Don't say it again.
No.
You remember that movie Taxi with
I don't.
Queen Latifah?
Yes.
That she's Portuguese.
Like one of the thieves?
Yes. The woman was Portuguese.
But why would they have
That
an
sound like
accent?
Russian or something.
No, it does not sound
Is it
Russian.
foreign?
It's like French. Oh, yeah, it's foreign. Portuguese.
Nick, you can't.
What if that's how yours sound?
I don't know. Mine probably have a deep baritone voice.
Like Barry White.
Is it gonna have an accent?
No, English.
Please tell us how to sound. Say a sentence as if you were it.
It'd be like a deep Barry White type.
Yeah, say something, please.
I don't know.
Nick,
I don't know. I'm trying to think. It used to be this song by Joyner Lucas. He had a song. It's called like it's talking about his penis. I'm really just thinking about that song and how the lyrics of that song. I don't know. Probably be happy to be free at nighttime after being bundled up all day. Happy to see my wife. I don't know.
what would he say?
Hey, shoe.
Say it in its voice. That's your voice.
Hey, shoe.
Come on.
I can't do his voice.
Why?
Hey, shoe.
Yeah, hey, shoe. There you go. I missed you. I don't know.
Oh my God.
Give it a little kiss. Kiss on my forehead.
All right, Dre, you up. You about to say some bullshit.
I'm not. Mine would probably have different personalities. Like, give you Idris Elba. Tyrese, but not the crying Tyrese. At times it would give you Kevin Gates. I'm just thinking with my nigga. Yeah.
I'm with it. I'm sorry.
No, that man's latest performances on
It don't
stage are
even
scaring
matter.
me.
I don't even give a
We just
crap.
talk about the song.
At the end of the day,
talk about the song.
he has a whole persona, and
we just talk about the song. That's
it's
all.
good.
You
It's
know.
a good one.
You know. And when I'm not in the mood, it would probably give you genuine,
money.
like that dance that they be doing. That.
Same
Nothing
old
giggity.
Yeah. You be like, no.
You're sick.
Genuine looking off the chain these days.
He is,
I think
man.
he's aging pretty well. What do you expect?
What
Who's
is he
aging
doing though?
pretty well?
Like, what is mental ain't aging?
I'm sorry. I
He out
missed
here
that.
aging like milk.
Genuine.
Listen, he do look giggity. They say he got 9 kids.
Does he?
He has 9.
Is that a lot?
I'm not
kids.
surprised by
Is that
that.
a lot?
I mean, you only 3
you-
shy, but still.
I was about to say, why you saying it like
But
that?
I didn't
9
see
is like,
him.
I got 6.
I know, but he got
I'm
9.
an advocate
But
for
listen,
people with a lot
when
of
you got
kids.
Genuine, what is he in
there
there?
No,
saying that?
listen, most stars don't have a lot of kids.
Yes,
like
That's
they
a lie.
do.
Listen, when
Most
you
of
got
them don't.
Yes, they do.
Genuine, who's what in his 50s, you got NBA young boy who's what 23. You got Nick
Yes.
Cannon who's on his 50th child.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I'm
Murphy
not.
got 10.
Eddie Murphy
Yeah.
he don't talk about his though.
Yeah, he got 10.
I just never heard of, but 2 of them is his stepkids from his wife, and then the other 7 are just all his.
I don't
He
think
said
that's-
he said that pony worked.
What?
Okay.
That's what he said.
Speaking of kids, did y'all see what Vivica Fox said about Nick Cannon and all them kids?
No.
She ain't got one, do she?
Let me. Sal, we got to give you a new job. Because you always like to look stuff up on the internet. I ain't got my phone.
What do we need?
Can you pull up what Vivica said about Nick Cannon? Because I'm going to paraphrase.
Story time.
But
Don't start it yet. I have to find it.
basically, basically she was just kind of getting at him. And I want to hear what you guys' opinion based on what she said about Nick
Yeah, I'm
Cannon and all of these
interested too.
kids.
That's a
I had a family member. Let me give y'all a story while she looking that up. Listen, I had a family member jump in the group chat, and she said she was talking about Nick Cannon, and she said, I don't have respect for this Nick Cannon character, because how you gonna have all these kids and ain't none of them by black women? I just have no respect for anybody that claim to be pro. And she going on. I'm reading. I'm like, yeah, I got a lot of kids, and unfortunately, none of them are by a full black woman. And
They not.
do you not have respect for me now?
Nope.
So I put in a lot of gifs and emojis in there, and then they were like, "Oh,
Did she apologize?
no." I think it went way over her head until we seen each other in person. And then,
Did y'all have a conversation with her?
nah, she ran from that convo.
Well, I think Sal,
that's
she has the actual quote.
Let's toe up.
Hey guys,
it's
story time with Big Mama. Okay, so what Nick is referring to, Vivica Fox and her bald head ass said about Nick Cannon.
She bald head.
She's not really bald head. I'm just dicking around.
Okay.
Quote, I don't like it, Fox said to her co-host. Y'all can be like, it's because he got money, this, that, and the third, but the foundation of black families, especially a strong father figure, is needed. Claudia Jordan agreed with Fox on question if Cannon actually has time to spend with all of his children, considering his media empire. Then Fox went on to say, Nick is a great guy. I think he's successful, and we go in on people like Future, and not to say that he's the same, but at the end of the day, he's so busy, Jordan said. Nick Cannon has an empire, so you do have time for all these kids? Fox went on to say that Cannon's wealth doesn't make up for how challenging it likely is for him to be present to his children with multiple women. That's really all she said.
How do y'all feel about that?
Yeah.
It's
know,
his kids.
oh, yeah.
They're gonna be rich. It don't even matter at this point.
But I don't think money can take the place
What?
of a missing father.
Wait a minute. What?
Listen, you heard what I said. At this point, I mean, look, they're gonna end up all being rich. They're gonna have their own special time with their daddy when they get it. Yes, it could have been more successful if he did it all with one woman, but truth be told, one woman probably didn't want to have 10 kids, so they're gonna get the time they was gonna allot it. I don't think the amount of kids mattered. Now, where do all the kids live? Are they all in the same city?
No.
I doubt it.
Are they
They're
all
over
across the
coun-
world?
I believe, and you might have to fact check this, I believe that they're all over the country.
Well, he ain't got enough time.
I personally, and I don't know if I personally think that she's right. I think that just because you're rich, that don't take, kids do need their father, and not just a piece of your father when I got time for you. I don't think that money takes the place of a present father.
Still there.
I miss him.
No, he's out of control. I don't know what his problem is.
I miss him.
I just feel like I hope that if he's out here, making all these kids, apparently he has the finances to fund these kids. But I also hope that he's being responsible and, being smart. Like, hey, if I keep shooting up everybody's club, I'm going to be able to, spend as much time as needed. But even then, it's like you can't be in multiple places at one time with 10 kids. So I don't know. I just like to mind my good black business and hope for the best. So, yeah, I hope he's doing what he needs to do. And he should probably slow down a little bit because 10 kids.
Actually,
He only got 9.
I think it's more.
No,
than 10.
it's just 10. He just had one.
Yeah, he just had
This
one.
is
Is
just
it
10.
at 10?
Yes, this is 10th kid.
I know somebody with
He
12.
wants more though.
I know somebody with
But
12.
he plan on he believes in
He
like
wants more.
He believes in like multiplying the earth, so he wants to keep going.
Then let him do it. That's what you
Okay,
want to
so
do.
listen,
Do it.
I'm
As long as it ain't with me.
What do we say about the women? Sorry, not to cut you off. I'm
you
sorry.
did. Well, then don't.
They slept with
I'm
Nick
joking.
Cannon.
Go ahead.
So sorry.
The women, they slept with Nick Cannon.
That's what I'm saying. Like, because if I look at a guy and it's like, you got 10 kids, I don't care who you are. I don't want to be baby mom number 11. So it's not like, oh, that turns me on so much. I don't care that you got money because at the end of the day, I do have to think about, like, the points that she brought up. How are you going to be able to be as present as I particularly would like you to be in our child's life with 9 other kids?
Well, most women think they're the one that's going to change. So, baby mama number 6, just like, no, it's different with me. Them other 5, they ain't like me.
Mariah is rolling over in her grave.
Wasn't she the one that started?
Yeah, she was the first one. With
Mariah,
the
she
two
was
twins.
just
Rolling over in her grave.
Are you wishing
She's-
death upon people?
No.
She did.
Oh, no, she
No,
didn't.
she ain't.
What?
So I don't be
Her
doing
name,
that.
her name is still tatted on his back. Mariah.
Okay, so
Speaking for the plentiful. The fruitful.
yeah, so I have 6 kids. So I mean, by by different women. so
Womp womp.
so I think I can definitely speak on this.
This is your topic.
I respect what everyone is saying here, but at the same time, my kids have not went without, not financially, nor have they lacked it with from my presence of not being there. So, go ahead.
But do you think that if like your kids lived like not all in the same state as you did, do you think that that would play a part? Say like we're assuming, because I didn't fact check it, that his kids they're scattered.
Yes.
Do you think that it would, play a difference if location was a factor?
Absolutely.
So you are at an advantage having, them all at, your fingertips, but
And cooperating. I don't want to say baby mamas, but cooperating baby mamas too at some point.
I don't want to say. I think cooperating is the wrong word.
Well, however way you want to call it, whatever you
Co-parenting?
want to call it. No, it has to be a cooperation.
Co-parenting?
No, because it still has to be a cooperation at the end of the day. Because if
Why
like
is it a
with him-
cooperation? The reason I don't like cooperation, because that's kind of like saying I have control over them. And let's just face it. I'm sorry, but most women in the position of not being with the man, when it comes to like that, ain't nobody got no control over nobody, especially no woman.
No, but in like Nick Cannon's thing, none of
keep
his
thinking about
baby
saying Nick
moms
Reels.
besides Mariah, well, actually, I don't know none of his baby moms besides Mariah, but they're not in the limelight in that whatever that called, in that light. So at the end of the day, there has to be some sort, because he's the one that's always gone. He's the one that's
Let's say
always
agreement.
moving. Whatever, Dre. Sure.
Is agreement?
That works.
Are we not coming to
Sure.
the table
That
and
works.
coming up with an agreement?
That works. Regardless, it's a cooperation. She has to cooperate with him and same way,
terrible.
because they gotta. She has to be able to say, okay, I know you got to be in New York to do this, this, and this. You know, can you bring the kids to me? She has to be willing to do what is necessary for the kids to be present. It has to be because he's the one that's always busy.
So you're
he's the one
basically
that's
saying she has
always
to be
gone.
understanding of him and his.
Yeah.
Well, because he was already successful before he had all of these kids, I would
Right.
have to say that any woman that has a
You
child
wouldn't
with
have no
him,
choice.
they already know what he does. So you already know that's going to be the case, whether they are together or not.
Right.
That was going to bring me to a point where whether I have 1 kid or 10 kids, typically the saying goes, if you want a successful man, then you're going to have to give up a lot of time.
Right.
But if not, if you want a man there, he ain't gonna be too successful. So you got to be you got to pick one, right? So I don't care if you get 10 kids by 10 different women, 10 kids by 1 woman, or 1 kid by 1 woman. If that man is busy out, as people like to say, getting the bag, then it's the same thing, right? Because a man who has 2 kids by the same woman that's constantly on the road doing whatever his profession is, but he's barely home, let's just say
Truck driving.
7 days out of the month, are we saying it's about that man too? About him not being present? This black man is oh, you're not really present because
We
you're out there.
we should be.
We should be, right? But at the same time, they're not gonna. You take a different guy. Oh, because they're not together. Oh, now the whole narrative changes because they're not together. That's not fair.
Hey, because you said it, cooperation means control too.
Did she look up the definition?
I sure did. The process of working together to the same end. Assistance, especially by ready compliance with request.
Yeah, whatever.
Okay.
All right. I mean, cool. You can say cooperation.
So hold
Thank
on.
you.
You brought context to it, so
Okay.
we can
thank
we
you.
can roll
Thank
with
So
it.
what
Dre.
we saying
Thank
is it's the same difference of a man that's with the woman that's still on the road should be
Should be ridiculed too. If we're saying that, if Vivica is saying that, then if Nick had all of these kids by 1 woman, Vivica should still say the same thing.
but Nick's going around saying like he wants to keep this process
I
going.
understand that, but listen, I don't care what that man is saying. Let's go to what's actually happening. He has kids by multiple women. He's not with them, and so he's always working. We're going just by the context of what she said. He got a media empire. He's not present in life. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, so if he was with 1 woman with all of these kids, would she still say the same exact thing?
I mean, she should.
But she wouldn't.
I think presence don't have anything to do. I mean, I don't
That's
think
what
if
she
you
said,
with
though.
1 woman, well, she said that, but I think that if a man,
But y'all
any
agreed.
man,
I mean,
yeah, I agree whether he's with 1 woman or 10 women. I mean, any man that's saying I'm ready to have kids, knowing that I can't be there, is wrong. If you're going around saying I'm going to keep having kids and multiplying, knowing that I cannot physically be there,
So do you think that he should take a step back from building an empire then?
I think he should take a step back from having kids. If you know that you can't be there,
I think that
Well, okay, so I feel like we're going back and forth here on like. So let's stick to one thing here. Let's talk to or speak to the presence part. Not having kids. Let's speak to the presence part.
I'm never going to go against a man having his money. Let's put it like this: I want to have a
But-
lot of kids.
Okay.
But I would never go to my wife and say, I want to have a lot of kids, knowing that my career takes me away from the house and I'm not going to be there to help her take care. I will never bring that.
but there's
to her.
nannies. But there's nannies.
But I'm never going to, I don't want a nanny raising my son.
Right.
I don't
I
want
mean-
I don't want anybody, if I can't be there presently, I would never bring that to her and say, let's have all these
So
kids.
would you cut back?
No, I would.
But see, what
I
if-
would have to
No,
make.
let him answer. Would
I
you
would
cut back?
have to make. I would have to make adjustments to the way that I get money,
Mm-hmm.
so that if I want to have kids and be there for my kids, I'm gonna have to switch up the way I'm having.
So what if you were not able to?
Then I can't bring a child into this world if I know I can't.
What
and
if the
I'm
child
not
is
gonna
already
be there.
here, hypothetically?
I gotta rearrange. I have to.
Okay.
I would have to rearrange.
So what if that cut into what you were bringing in financially?
If it has to cut, it has to cut. I'm always there for a child. It's hard for me to look at a man and respect a man and have kids and don't be there. If you're gonna have kids, you're responsible to take care of what you bring into this world. And taking care of that is not always just throwing money at a situation.
Mm-hmm.
So it's hard for me to respect another man that won't take care of his kids. And the thing about it is yes, Dre, you do have a lot of kids, but you are in all of their lives actively. We know men here that will have a kid and he lived 10 minutes from you and you never even see him.
Never.
Let alone we talking about Nick Cannon. that's having kids all around the world, and he can't be present in all of these kids' lives.
So do we know? Do any of us know? Does
I
Nick
don't.
does Nick take any of these kids on the road with him? Does he take any of the moms? Like, do we know any of this? And for far as I know, there is quite a few of them. I can't remember how many women it is, but they all live in Cali. I don't know about the rest, but I think almost all of them do. Maybe the majority.
If he's there for the kids,
but how do we know what? So I guess my
Their
issue is
arrangements.
my issue sometimes is this. Just like a lot of things, we only see what we see on social media. We ain't got a clue of what the
He could have all
cooperation or agreement is. All these jokers could be backstage a while out right now.
Listen,
If all his
he
kids
can
is
have
with
all
him,
of them. He
if
can
all
have
of them
all
is
of
with
his
him,
baby
I'm
moms
with
in the
it.
house.
You can have 20 kids if you can maintain and you're there.
Yeah.
I'm with it.
But
But if you have two
we
kids,
just don't. People,
We don't
he
hear
only
his
he
kids
only
complaining.
publicized so much because it's just like at the end of the day, it ain't none of y'all business anyways.
We don't hear his kids complaining. That's all I know.
Well,
they might
can't
be
talk
too
yet.
little,
They-
but
they
still.
all too little.
Not all of them.
But see, I feel
Majority
like there's
of
a
them.
difference in having, kids scattered among greetings and also,
Wait.
and then also having 10 kids in one house. You know what I'm saying?
Listen, I'm
there's
gonna
a
keep it a buck.
difference.
Listen.
In his regard.
Whether they're in the same town or not, it's hard, right?
hard.
So it was not my plan to have kids by multiple women. All right, it's nothing. I'll be honest, it's nothing that I'm proud of. I make a lot of jokes about it, but I'm not
Why? Don't be.
because I'm not.
Aw, I didn't know that.
There ain't no all. I'm not. I'm a grown man, and I'm here saying that straight up. I'm not proud at the fact that I do. I love my kids, and I would not trade them in for anything. But I'm not proud of the fact that it took me having this many kids with many women. That means I went through multiple failed relationships. That ain't nothing to be proud of. You know what I mean? And then it's not only just me that has to deal with the repercussions of that. It is my children because I'm not with them 24/7. That's terrible. Right? So I don't care if they're in the same town or not. It's still hard. There's still things that you miss because when they are with their mom, I'm not present all the time. I try to be as present as much as I possibly can. But I'll be honest, right now, I'm even dealing with the fact that I'm dealing with something new because one of my kids' moms is getting married. She just moved out of town. Right. So now I'm going from seeing and being with one of my children
So that did
a certain time. Yep. And now that time that I had is now split because now he's starting school. So the time that I have, so that's been something that I've been dealing with. So it's something to listen to some people talk about this who are not in the situation, but then to be in it is kind of just like, yeah, okay, great. It's not a good feeling for those of us who are hands-on and for those of us who are active. It sucks because in a lot of times there's nothing that we could do about it. And there's a lot of different narratives that could be spread about the situation when you deal with people. I'm super private. I don't share a lot of things, right? So when you have some people who can share narratives and they've either never dealt with it, or they don't know all sides. And I'm not one to clear nothing up. Like your opinion of me is your business. I don't care. You know what I mean? But it's tough.
Well, my thing is this, Dre. That goes more to saying, let's give people like yourself that actually is trying. That's cool. That's what I'm saying. Like I respect you highly for making that. You know what I'm saying? Trying to go and be in every one of your kids' lives because we know dads that just keep having kids and then now you can't do it. So it's like this child suffers while I'm trying to be here for this child,
Right.
or the younger child need more attention while the older child is not. So that gives you a lot of credit. But what I'm saying is for him, I think it's almost like if you were still having kids and keeping this cycle going, knowing that it's hard. And I just want to keep going. I just want to keep, multiplying, putting my seeds in this earth, knowing that I can't be there. And I don't know if that's the situation. I don't. I'm just going off what the story looks like and feels like. If Nick Cannon's in every one of them kids' life adequately, that they can grow up and know that their father is there present, then great. But the reality of it is this, and we can look up, a lot of kids grow up hating their dads, a lot of people praise people like Elon Musk and Steve Jobs, but people don't look back like Elon Musk's kids hate him.
Yep.
You don't have a relationship with none of his kids because of how much he had to put in to get this money.
Yep.
So it's like, we don't look at that side of parenting because yes, you're a highly successful entrepreneur that you're going to be rich. Elon Musk, his great grandkids are going to be rich. But his kids hate this man. So it's like, where do that balance or that rhythm go into place of, okay, I got enough money.
Yeah.
I need to have a relationship with my kids. because we all know that, at least in the black community, the father being present can go miles long.
Yeah, it can.
You know, we got enough young black boys growing up without a dad. Man, we got to do better. And I think that's more enough what she was trying to say.
It probably could have just been delivered differently, I guess.
I agree.
Well, who gonna stop her?
Everybody has an opinion. I mean, you can't stop. I mean, it's your right to have an opinion.
Yeah.
Everybody has an opinion.
I
So
mean,
it doesn't.
she biblical.
I mean,
Who gonna stop her?
Yeah, and that's why I think the majority of the people that do touch and talk about like Nick Cannon's situation, you never see him even comment on it.
You don't.
I know one of his kids passed away.
What?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That might be a little off topic, but you know, prayers go out to him and whatever woman he had that kid with.
Oh, we don't know the mother's name.
I always
Do
think.
you know if they all like wilding out women?
No.
Oh, I'm just asking. I'm just curious.
No.
Cause you know they all have a gang of babies while he's wilding out. Like what's the one dude
Wildin'.
name with all the tattoos on his face? DC Young Fly. He
DC Young
got,
Fly.
I think, a baby by
Do he?
wilding out woman, don't he?
He got 2 kids by the same lady. Is she a wildin' out girl?
I mean, she a model looking
Is
woman.
she? Yeah, like they're in a relationship.
Oh.
That's a
I follow him on Instagram.
What's that other one with the baby teeth? He a battle rapper.
Arsenal, I think.
Baby
Is
teeth.
it Arsenal?
No, not Arsenal.
Yeah, no,
The
Arsenal, the
taller
little
one.
one.
No,
You talking about the one that got into it with Cassidy?
the tall one. He got them baby
Hitman.
teeth.
Talking about
Hitman.
Yeah,
There you
Hitman
go.
holla.
Yeah, that's it.
Who?
Hitman. He got them teeth.
I ain't seen Wildin' Out since Cat Williams was on there. So
Oh, hickory dickory dock.
speaking of which, Cat Williams got like 9 kids.
Yeah, you do.
And he goes on record to say he's proud that none of his kids are. You can't find a picture of them.
And
on the
almost
internet.
all of them stay with him.
Yeah.
All of them stay with him. And he's busy as heck, always on the road, always doing something.
He did what Michael Jackson could.
What? Wait.
Excuse me?
Well, Michael Jackson didn't want his kids to be known out to the world.
Michael Jackson ain't got no kids.
He do.
Them ain't his
He
kids.
do. He do.
Have
That's
you seen them
questionable.
kids? Have you seen them kids? Them kids is blue-eyed blonde kids.
His son
he
looks
is a
just
black
like
man.
him.
That's
Him
questionable.
now or
His
him
son
back in
looks
the day?
Dude,
Well, not
no,
him
right
now.
now.
Are
His
those
son
her-
looks just like
Are those
him.
his
I feel
biological
like his
kids?
semen should have still
Blanket?
produced black babies.
Yes.
Them is blue-eyed
Yes.
blonde kids.
And yeah, he got peach children.
He was about to throw out the window.
He dipped them.
Right.
He
No,
dipped
it was
them before
over
they got out.
the banister
He
with the
almost
blanket
pulled a
over
Michael
his
Ealy.
head.
He dipped them.
Please.
He dipped them.
That was an emotional scene.
I never even seen that movie actually. When he threw the kids out the window.
It's not funny.
I don't really like sad movies, to be honest with you.
Sad.
I went on
They make
record.
it scary.
No, I went on record saying stuff like I think I'm gonna get a lot of backlash from. I think Color Purple is a terrible movie.
Oh, I agree.
I think it's too sad. Like from start to finish, it's a very.
we were
sad
forced to
movie.
watch
the
that
book-
growing
the
up.
book
as a
was
kid.
horrible.
It
It was
I think
even
it's very
worse.
sad. I don't like sad
You
movies.
should read the book.
That's why, like, you know, we could talk. I tell you who I don't like. I don't like Monique like that, and it just takes me back to when
Wait,
she was trying
Fat
to.
Monique or
Hi,
like
my
little
sweet
skinny
babies.
I can't stand Monique.
Like Fat Monique or like Skinny Monique?
When Monique came
She's
out,
skinny?
Skinny
Yeah.
her.
when
Yeah.
Monique came out, and she was trying to say boycott Netflix.
Oh,
That drove me insane.
yeah.
Oh yeah. What
And when she went on Breakfast Club, basically
cussing out Charlamagne.
cussing at Charlamagne, the way she did all that, I'm like, yeah, you doing the most. But I say that to say Precious was a terrible movie from start to
You
finish.
think you something fucking special, precious? I like that movie.
That movie is terrible. It's too sad. That movie's terrible. I hate sad movies.
We can't just get rid of
No,
all
when
sad. The
Precious
Notebook
stole
is
that
sad, too.
chicken and was running her big
Blowing
back
up.
ass down that street with that
that
little
bang.
ass backpack
And that
shipping
bang.
back. Man,
with the
I
bang.
laughed 7 times off of that scene alone.
But think about the movie. Break down the movie from start to finish. She's a big woman, fat woman. I'm gonna just go ahead and say it.
Big boned.
Getting raped by her stepdad. Her mom hates her because she feels like her man chose her, even though she's a little girl. Had a Down syndrome child named Killmonger or something like that. No, like with the baby. What was the baby's name?
Mongo.
Mongo. She got a slow, retarded kid.
Don't say retarded.
I'm sorry. She got a slow kid named Mongo, and then she was pregnant again, and then they end the movie with her having AIDS or something like that.
She did not.
Yes, they did. She went to the doctor and had a AIDS or something.
She did not.
She looked like somebody's grandma right now.
Shoot, didn't she have something at the end of the movie?
She did not have AIDS at the end of
Man.
that movie.
Fact check.
I feel like she did have something at the
She
end.
did not.
She ended the movie with something.
Yeah, it was something at the end.
Well, maybe she didn't have AIDS. Let me tell you.
Maybe it was HIV.
But they end the movie. But they end the movie with her having Mongo on her side and pregnant with another Mongo.
No, the movie ended.
You told that white bitch to ring my buster.
Beating her up, throwing pans and stuff at her.
She ended the movie with telling her mom off as consistent. You know.
But then what happens after that? Like she's walking around with nothing.
No, she went back to school.
Back to high school.
Each one teach one. You seen her in there.
She was in
Don't
school.
act like you ain't see Precious in there getting her education, writing them poems.
She was getting her
That movie
education.
was terrible. Like we need to stop putting out sad movies like that. Like we need to boycott all sad movies.
But that's
like
really people's lives.
that.
They still chicken.
Who out here stealing chicken
Precious.
and then throwing it up
Because she was pregnant.
because she was running and eating chicken? Like,
No, she threw it up because she was pregnant.
She when she bit it to that chicken.
Oh,
that
she was in
leg,
heaven.
that chicken
She
was
said,
sound.
Listen, the lady
That
came
chicken
from
did
behind her.
sound
She's like,
crispy.
get that big bitch.
Hey, we need to stop.
Cut.
Look, Precious gone. Running down the street with her
Like
baby.
Rolly.
Keep it cute. Keep it real cute. Keep it cute.
Where was we at with this? Let's get back on topic.
I don't know how we got to Precious. And
Yeah,
not to-
'cause I'm
and
sick
no
of sad
daddies.
movies.
He said he don't like Monique.
No, yes, but I'm tired of sad movies. We need to cancel all sad movies like that. At
But
least,
the Notebook is sad.
I never
too.
seen the Notebook.
What's your guys' favorite chick flick?
Chick flick.
Actually, my favorite love movie. We're not gonna just say it's a chick flick because it's not made for women. I love Pretty Woman. I think that's a great movie.
I agree. I can't think of it right now.
What about you, Dre?
Chick flick.
Let's say romantic movie.
Romantic?
Oh, you know what a good one is? Love Actually.
Never seen that before.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Sayo, you
She
asked the question.
looking one up right
There's
now.
too many.
No, I can remember it. The Vow. That's my favorite chick flick. It's got Rachel McAdams
Yeah.
and Channing Tatum in it.
Yeah.
No,
got
is
into
that
an
the
accident
movie
and
that she
she-
had cancer and he
No.
was like,
No, they
by
got
her
into.
side?
I said no.
Oh.
They got into an accident.
Dang.
Because why would he keep going? Why did he keep
how is
going?
that your favorite movie? You have to look it up.
I know, I couldn't remember the name of it. They got into an accident and she lost her memory, and he was trying so
Like 50 First Dates?
hard. Yes, he was trying, but not like a comedy. It's like a legit like chick flick.
You forget about if my wife forgot about me right now, I'm done.
No, he was trying so hard
I'm
to
not
stick
going
with
back
her.
10 years.
was so
I'm not going back 8-9 years trying to convince her of stuff. Plus,
He
I
was
ain't the
doing-
man I was 10 years
But he
ago.
was doing little stuff like setting stuff up so she could
can't do
remember it.
I ain't doing that.
And she had a nerve to go back and talk to her ex-man.
You know what? I'm gonna say something on camera right now. My wife don't like. I think a lot of black movies is not that good that we think is good.
Like
You already
what?
shared that with us. You don't think nothing is good.
Like,
What do you think is good besides Pretty Woman?
Well, I like crime movies, like mobster movies. Them is my favorite type of movies. Goodfellas, you know, American Gangster,
oh, I never
Godfather,
realized
stuff like that. Them is my favorite movies. I just think some of these black movies, if we really break it down, it's kind of annoying.
What's your favorite movie of all time? Well, not of all time. Just what's your favorite movie?
One of my favorite movies is a movie called Butterfly Effect.
Is that
That's a good flick.
Great movie. No, they got Ashton Kutcher in it. I don't know. I can keep going. I'm a movie person. I can just keep going. But sometimes I think that these black movies,
Well, what black
He
movie
is
do you
on it.
like? The wife said none.
He liked that Pick That Cotton one.
that's
Oh,
one of my
God.
favorite. Actually, I do like slave movies. You know,
You know what, Nick? Just stop.
I like
Dang,
slave
don't
movies.
like,
to get
he
this
don't
guy
like
started,
regular
man.
black
No,
movies, but
because
he
some
likes to
stuff.
see
I'm
the
gonna be honest
oppression
with you,
of
because I
black
be
people.
watching stuff with my wife. Like I'm just gonna go and say, like stuff like The Best Man. I think it's a good movie, but it's stupid. Why would you write a book about your friend, something that you don't want nobody to see, but publicize, like put it out there for people to read, but don't want nobody to read it?
Most people do that.
Foolish to me. I think Love Jones. I think
I was about to say
Nia
that.
Long was on Games, running back and forth from dudes. I think Juice is sad. Baby Boy, he was an immature young man. I don't know. Some of the movies just, I don't know. They ain't good for the culture. They good for the culture.
Because they publicize our weak points.
It make us look bad sometimes.
Yeah.
I think some of them black movies make us look bad. Like we don't like Holiday Heart.
That was a good movie.
Movie's sad.
I got the bank holiday.
The movie is sad as heck. She about to sell her daughter for some crack.
Well, do you realize that like these movies was all made mostly in the 90s, early 2000s? And that was the whole point. They wanted to show, but they wanted to show what black people really went through. That was the whole point of it. That was the whole renaissance.
You don't see that no more.
90s.
There ain't a lot of black movies out now.
The thing about it is that I was talking to somebody this week. I think it was my dad. They said that good. Was it not Good Times, but the one with the Evans? What's the one with the Evans?
Good Times. That's Good Times.
Is that the one with JJ's in it?
Yes.
JJ?
Yes.
They said that the father wasn't supposed to be in the show, and the mother said that she wouldn't do the show unless there's a father in the house. Like they wanted to make it look so bad for these people. She said she wouldn't do the show unless a father was present. And I think I like
and
stuff
then he
like
disappeared.
that. I think he died.
He died.
He got in a car accident.
Out of the show.
And then I like stuff like
He was still alive though.
like Denzel Washington told them on Training Day, which I think that's a great movie, but that's trash. That's the only Oscar that Denzel got is the one that he played so many great movies. The only Oscar they give him is the one that he's crooked. But Denzel told him that he won't do the role unless they kill him at the end because people like characters like that, they need to see the whole story that you can't be like that. So I think that a lot of times Hollywood does put a bad image on black men. And I think these movies kind of just like, it puts the role out there like, they don't ever show, there ain't too many successful movies showing like a great like black family upcoming. There's always got to be something wrong. The dad somewhere cheating. Kids growing up gay.
Oh God.
Hey, let's be honest with you. Now, like I'm watching.
So yeah, but listen,
we watching the Fresh Prince. Why they gotta make the daughter growing up talking about she looking at girl?
And it's true because Ashley didn't do that in the real
What
life.
Fresh Prince?
The new Fresh
The new
Prince.
one.
Why they gotta?
And
throw
then
that in
Carlton
there?
do drugs.
And Carlton up here
No,
coking
he
out.
wouldn't.
Like, why they gotta add that type of stuff?
Honestly, because that's the majority of what happens in that world. I mean, just keeping this.
Yeah.
I mean, honest. This was going on today. Honestly, not
It's
just
an
in the black
expose.
Modern
household.
day.
It's
It's
happening in
expose.
white households,
Yeah.
Happening everywhere.
Arab households. It's literally happening everywhere. So I mean,
Everybody wants to expose everybody.
but they just chose a black family to do it as always.
When is that coming back on?
Well, they said that they got Will Smith. They might have canceled it after the slapping of Chris Rock. After the slapping of Chris Rock, Will Smith has lost a lot of sponsorships and a lot of deals. I
They
think
shouldn't
Fresh
have did that
Prince
to that
might
man.
be one of them.
They shouldn't have did that to that man. They ain't have to cancel him like that.
Hell, they canceling people for a lot less.
Well, like Dave Chappelle said, I kind of feel like what Dave Chappelle said was right. He said Will Smith has played the perfect family for us. He has acted out the perfect man and perfect family for years. But today he took his mask off.
Leave. Leave.
Leave what?
The marriage. Leave.
Well, they say they just
Guys,
pretty much say that
leave,
he's been
shit.
acting this whole time. He's been acting the entire time.
Because I heard both sides. So I heard the
Look,
whole
I'm like, leave what?
oh, he was defending his wife, blah, 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 what would you do? Then I heard that side, like, oh, he been quiet during this whole August Alsina, J.D. Pinkett, blah, 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 blah. Leave. No, for real. Like, leave. Like, if you, but I don't
slap
know.
somebody if they said that about my wife.
But I'm saying, I feel like,
I slap you if you said that. Some stuff like that about my wife. It's like, no, I'm just playing.
Nick, fucking please.
I'm just playing.
But I just feel like, I don't know. I feel like if you can't always, I'd be like, Jada, bitch, you slap him. Like, you go slap him. But no, for real, like, my man's career is tarnished forever because of that. Because of that moment right there. And I do feel like he had a whole, like, devil's advocate, like, I'm damned if I do and I'm damned if I don't. If I don't stand up for my wife, I'm going to look like a sucker. But if I do stand up for her, look at my career, down the drain. But it's like, why are you still with this individual who has publicly embarrassed you, blah, blah, blah. What is it, because of the history and the reputation? Get the fuck, William, Willard, whatever the fuck your real name is, get up out of there. Get up out of there. Your kids grown. Fuck them kids. Leave. Shit.
Your kid's weird,
He said Will did the impression of a perfect person for 30 years, and he ripped his mask off and showed us he was as ugly as the rest of us.
Oh, dang.
That's what he said.
I don't know if I would describe him as
Smith is a
ugly.
little weird though. If you ever like,
Well,
watched
he
him.
meant
More
without
so
sin.
human. How about
That's
that?
what he's
Just
human.
show-
That's what he was
showed that
saying.
he was human. That's
He
all.
showed that he was not without sin.
I still think it was.
human.
I still think it was.
I thought it would. Listen, when I first seen it, I
thought it was
didn't.
funny.
I thought it was part of the show.
I
did
did not.
too.
I did
Because of the
not. I knew it
reactions of
wasn't.
everybody else, it wasn't like if I see that, I'm like, damn! Like nobody did that. It was just like a maybe everybody was shocked though. So I thought it was like a part of the show. Then freaking Chris didn't hit back, so it's like
Yeah.
Chris said, "Whoa."
Y'all know in
It didn't
5
look like a real slap.
in 5 years,
Yeah.
y'all know good and well they're gonna make a movie together. It'll be fine. It'll be fine.
That wasn't no real slap. Ain't no way that big dude slapped little old Chris Rock. And
why-
that's all that happened.
I don't understand why he slapped him. Why didn't Will Smith punch him?
It wasn't a
I feel
slap.
like
I'm
if
telling you.
slap is more
that's what I'm saying. If a
It
man
wasn't a slap. I'm
slaps
sorry. It
a
wasn't a
man, I
slap.
feel like that's more disrespectful than me
Can
balling
you
my
look up
fist
how
as a man
much
and
do
punching
Chris Rock
you.
weigh?
What?
Can't be no more than
He got
150,
to be a
160.
buck. No, he ain't.
So
he
you talking about
160.
Will Smith, 225, 230 pounds, slap a $160 dude, and all he did was this. Can we please be real here?
I don't know.
I mean, he looked like he drew breath. Like,
No. Acting.
I
Acting.
mean,
Ain't no way.
Maybe it was a publicity stunt.
well, it's the wrong
Well, they
publicity.
said that Chris
No.
Rock.
Chris
No,
Rock
no.
stuff went through the
They
roof.
said his
Exactly. You don't know what go on in Hollywood. It'd be some.
They call it Hollyweird for a reason.
Well, I mean,
Yes.
but it killed Will Smith. But so now Chris Rock is paying
It
him
ain't
for
kill
his
no Will
spoils.
Smith. All of these. Look. All of these.
I'm
jokers
talking about
is-
his presence.
No, it didn't. That's
It's
just
a
what they were.
publicity
Listen.
stunt, maybe.
Who's the dude that
Let me
directed
see
Bad
something. They
Boys?
all Michael Bay.
Michael Bay. Michael Bay came out and publicly was
Boys,
with stood with Will Smith,
Like a-
right? So if you figure those are his most grossing films, and this director is saying, "Oh, you know, he's human. It happens," is he not going to cast Will Smith? Absolutely, no. He's going to.
definitely going to.
This is just how things work.
tell
Just
y'all
because one
something.
guy won't support you doesn't mean anything.
All these actors is puppets on a stage being controlled by somebody higher than them.
And they all get money like that, and we ain't. So,
They the dancers. We being entertained.
Yeah.
That's all it comes down to.
Yeah. So who freaking
Slap
cares?
him again for
Let's
all I
talk
care.
about Nick Cannon, him having all his babies. He getting money. That's all it is.
That's different. Now, that's no different now.
And he
Mariah
still
Carey.
gonna get another woman
He
to
gonna
spread
still
her
get another
legs.
woman.
Yeah.
He gonna have as many kids as he wants to. There's nothing we can do.
Yes.
I don't care to do anything.
Listen, let that man
And sometimes,
insert whatever he wants to.
that guy that wants you to be his 10th baby mama may be the best guy that you've ever met in your life.
I don't understand why.
Amen. But that has
never
nothing
that.
to do with me.
It does. I'm
I got
talking to
another
you.
question.
No, you
I
ain't.
got a question for the panel here.
Hell, you ain't.
Quick question. Does having kids?
Ain't no way you want that for
Let me
me.
tell you something. My man,
you
my
may
man
want
Kevin Samuel once said, and I gotta ask the panel. I gotta ask the panel. Does having kids drop your
No.
stock value?
No.
Your stock value?
Nope.
First of all,
Nope. It doesn't. Okay. Let's break it down here. So typically, now I will say this is definitely one of those double standards, because you will get. We could take my situation. Let's use me. Okay, I have 6 children. A woman would be way more accepting of me with 6 children than they would of a woman that has 6 children. Than a man would be accepting of a woman with 6 children. That is a fact. So I would say a woman's stock does go down, but not a man's.
and it all goes into her not being able to be promiscuous.
But-
Because if she had a lot of kids, then guess what? Then they say she had a lot of sex. Boom.
It's more hoes out here with no kids.
But I'm just saying, but it's still, but that's
face
that's
is
the,
triggering
but
me.
that's
Fix
the
it.
thought. But that's the thought.
Fix
I'm
it.
just saying.
That's the thought. It's like
No, that's
dang,
not the thought.
It is.
I'm a man. I'm telling you, that's not the
So
thought.
it's not the thought.
No,
So
because you
don't
had
see a woman
kids.
with 6. If you see a woman with 6 kids, you're gonna say, "Dang, there's definitely proof that you done slept with a different." If it's the same guy, there's gonna be something
Yeah,
different.
right.
But at the end of the
I ain't
day,
taking a woman with 6 kids.
if you see a woman with 6 kids or more than a lot, they gonna think
I'm gonna keep it funky.
she
Her
got a
stock
lot
drops
of.
to me.
You know, she was sleeping with some people.
Well, yeah, of course.
You got to. We would have to break that down by scenario, though.
I don't think I would look at you
If
as
she
being
was married-
promiscuous.
If she was
Right.
in,
If
I
she
just
was-
don't want-
if she
I just
was
don't want to
married-
take care of
No.
6 kids.
Yeah,
If
if she was
she-
married with 6
she-
kids, that's in no way am I calling her a hoe.
if she's in the projects, and
I'm
she
not
has
going to
6
talk.
kids.
What was her name off of Don't Be a Menace?
What? How many dads?
What was what was the
Let's
girl
say
name
3.
off Don't Be a Menace?
Correct.
Dashiki?
It's gonna be the.
What's the circumstance
Well, it
though?
was
I mean, at the end of the,
Yes, it
listen,
was.
It's going to be.
What was the girl name on Don't Be a Menace?
It was
It
Dashiki.
was Dashiki.
Don't ask me shit else.
Because I'm used to you pulling up your phone and seeing this.
I knew that. I didn't need my phone.
That's her cousin.
Oh well. I ain't been with no dashiki.
It was her butter on the movie.
That movie actually trashy.
It is.
Yeah, well, she got a bunch of kids and a bunch of baby dads.
Mm-hmm. I mean, that's different. But again, you got to break it down by scenario. You can't just say, "Oh, because she got kids, then automatically, oh, men look at her like she permission." No, not necessarily. We need scenarios here.
Okay, well, there's a scenario. I said, man, ain't no wrong with living
In
in
my
the
opinion, her
projects.
stock is going
Right.
to drop whether it's one man or 10.
Yes, that's how
One
I
man
mean.
or 10?
A woman
Yeah,
that
because
has
if she
6
has
kids by
kids,
one man
yeah.
or 6 kids by 6 men, I think both of them, your stock going to drop, unfortunately.
Yeah,
Oh, I thought you meant like one kid.
no. But it is a double standard though, because again, a guy can get a woman that's way more accepting than the opposite. That's a fact.
That scared me.
What?
I can only see it from my point of view. And if Shamar was to approach me with 2 kids by 2 different men, I just don't want to personally take care of 2 different kids. Me personally. Nothing that I'm going to look at her. Nothing that I'm going to look at her
You
and
said 2
say,
different kids, or you mean
I don't want to take care
Wait.
of 2 kids that ain't mine.
period? You don't want to take care of no kids that are not yours, basically.
I mean, I got a goddaughter, you know.
That don't
So if
count.
you
That
met
ain't what we talking
Shamara
about.
and she was
Yeah.
fantastic, but she had a kid,
I wouldn't know if she was or not.
because her kid would be a deal breaker
No,
for you.
Yes.
Yes.
You wouldn't talk to her.
Not because I don't think that she's a wonderful woman.
No. You just don't want to take care of a kid that's not yours.
And that's fair.
I
That's
just
your
because
preference.
the way I look at how I just feel like I don't want her to tell me that, like, you know, I want you to take care of my kids, but don't, you know what I'm
Discipline
saying?
my
Don't
kids,
discipline them,
yeah.
or don't say this, or I don't want that kid at one time, you ain't my daddy.
You gonna be offended by that?
But all women
That kid
don't.
disrespect me and look me in the eye. Shut up,
Okay.
you ain't my dad.
Okay.
And then
That's
I got-
context.
And then
though.
I gotta
You
look
just
at
said-
her. I gotta look at him, then look at her to see if.
Then she
You
should.
gonna say
Then I
something?
gotta look back.
She should jump in and correct that though.
And all women
Because
don't-
what would you
won't
want to do in that? What would you want to be allowed to do?
To discipline him
In
in
what
the
way?
manner
In
that
what way though?
he deserves.
And what is that?
Like a grown
I mean,
man.
at that time, if I have to spare the rod, if at that point he has to go sit in the corner,
Okay, so let's say you spare the rod and he go and tell his dad. Then what? Because what if his dad got a problem with anybody else putting their hands on him?
that's why I don't want to be there. Everything you're saying is correct. I don't want to talk to your daddy. I don't want to talk to anybody. I
That
don't wanna,
is
I don't
opening
wanna
up a
go
whole
into,
other,
I don't
like-
want to go into a relationship and have to sit and talk to you. I'm with her now. Like,
Yeah, I don't want
I don't
nobody
want to
touching
do
my
all
son.
that. I don't want.
The day my son come
Wait,
home.
you don't
and
wanna
tell
talk to him
that
about
that
what, though?
Somebody put their hands on
I don't
him.
want to sit around here and your son
no.
disrespect me, but I'm responsible for your son because he lives with me. So I'm physically responsible. So you're telling me, hey, thank you for putting a roof over my son's head, putting food in his stomach, and supporting him with the responsibility as a dad, but you will not discipline him as a dad. So I want you to have the responsibility.
At this point, I'm a babysitter.
I'm a babysitter.
Not necessarily. So let me ask you this question.
All women ain't
let me
like
ask.
that.
Let me ask this question. So, what if said child? Let's say child was 10 years old.
10 years old, yes.
10 years old, right? In his 10 years, he had never got a whooping with a belt, switch, extension cord, hanger, shoe.
Well, that's
Or
a
anything
little,
else.
That's a little overboard.
I'm just what are you?
That's
you
typical black whooping.
rod.
I was gonna say, because
Whatever-
I got
yeah,
well,
what I
about
mean,
3
when
out
I
of
say
5
rod,
of those.
the rod, I'm just saying, I don't.
Okay, so let's say
yeah,
this:
okay.
10-year-old boy. He's never got physical discipline before.
Because you help me with my words.
Oh, sorry.
Or any type of physical.
Any type of physical discipline, right?
Okay.
In 10 years, now you come along. You believe in that.
Yeah.
You do that. You don't think that there's something wrong with that.
If I'm coming in and you ask me, a woman, and we had this conversation,
Wait,
and
you're the
especially
woman?
The demon.
especially if I already have kids.
Womp womp.
Let's just say I'm coming in with my kids, and I discipline my kids, and you want me to love your kid as my kid, be a father to him, responsible and all this stuff, but don't want me to discipline him in any manner, then yes, I would have to say, like,
We're talking physical though.
if I believe in physical discipline,
Right.
then we will be bumping heads. Because I will feel like let's just say if he don't need it, then he don't need it. Let's just say that. But
can I ask a quick question real quick? No,
Yes.
just to understand it. So you said 10 years later, the kid has never had this type of physical discipline.
Correct.
Is he
So
bad or
whatever
not?
type of discipline, is it working? Because obviously it's not a physical type of discipline.
Yes, she's right. Is it
So
working
is
or
it
not?
working to the point, or is it to the point where, okay, this isn't working, we need to try something else, to the point where now I feel like I have to get physical with you for
We
whatever
have to
reason?
take into account a lot of things, though. So now, at 10 years old, obviously, if the child was used to one way of living,
Right.
now he's dealing with, okay, mom is with someone new. Okay, mom deals with this person, so now I got to get used to another man and maybe his way of doing things. That does play with a child's mental and
Right.
how they may react. So
Yeah.
this child may be reacting a certain kind of way. So, so it may be an adjustment period that needs to happen or take place. So how can you as a man swallow your pride and then say, okay, I probably need to do X, Y, and Z until now, if it persists, now we need to go back to the drawing boards and figure out and say, because I'm not going to put up with X, Y, and Z because your son is doing.
Well, that's why I said in the beginning, I don't want to do it.
Well, it just needs to be a conversation between you and the woman, first of all. Be saying, like, listen, if you went up to your woman and she loves you the way she's supposed to, and you say, listen, I have a zero tolerance for attitudes and disrespect. I'm not saying I want to hit your child, but I think that there needs to be some sort of agreement in place that says that I'm allowed to discipline him. Not just for the simple fact that I'm putting a roof over his head and I'm doing this and this and this for him, but just for the simple fact that he's not allowed to disrespect any adult, period.
Yeah.
And you're not going to disrespect me as a man.
Yeah.
You know, that just needs to be understood. Now, I'm not saying that you're going to abuse him, but, you know, you'll be surprised. Like, my father didn't have to do that to me.
Yeah.
He could raise his voice and it was effective.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? By the time the kid is 10 years old, you should know the effectiveness of discipline for your child.
I agree.
So,
Yeah, but that has nothing to do with if a new person comes in because you've never experienced that
right,
before.
but I'm saying, me as a mother, I should be able to tell him, listen, the best effective way to discipline the child is to put him in the corner.
But that may not work for the new person.
Regardless of it may not be in work for the new person, if he puts him in the corner,
It's probably not going to be effective because it's him.
you know what I'm saying? My son don't like his tail beat. If I beat his tail, his grandma beat his tail, or the person across the street beat his tail, he ain't going to like his tail beat. That's
right.
it.
Listen, so
I
I
want
was
to be one of
raised
them
by
wait
my-
till your daddy
I-
get home type of stepmoms. Wait till your
listen,
daddy get. I don't want to whip nobody's kid.
Listen, so
Me neither. That's why I don't want to be there.
obviously I had
Just
my
don't put your
mom
hand
was
on
a
my
single
kid.
mom. When my dad came in the picture, my stepdad came in the picture. That's the band that raised me. Me and my siblings were not all that cooperative. Okay. And I was one of the ones that say, you ain't my daddy. And it was one of those, I dare you to whoop me. I tell my daddy. I do all this. So I get what you're saying. Now, my mama, when we did that and said that to him, when moms got to the crib, we knew what was up. Because we were terrified of her. But him, it was kind of just like, yeah, whatever. It wasn't effective. So that's what I'm saying.
Well, did
because
he
it was
sit there?
Did he? Heck no, he was pissed. He wasn't no chump. He wasn't no simp. But it was one of those things where, like,
But did he discipline you?
eventually he got
But
to
see,
the
that's
point
what
where
I'm
he did.
that's
Yeah,
what I'm-
eventually.
that's
But what I'm saying is,
but if he would have just jumped in and disciplined you the way that your mother disciplined you, then
it wouldn't have worked. That's what I'm trying to show you right now. It's not. If he would have, first off, if he would have just jumped from rip and just been like, yeah, I'm about to
talking
beat your
about with
butt.
the communication part. Her sitting down saying, okay, this is what it is, da-da-da-da-da. And you actually communicating, saying these are the grounds and agreement that we're going to have.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? After that communication part is done, and she reinforcing that, listen, I understand that, you know, he's new, whatever it is, but you are to follow whatever directions he's giving you.
Yes, she
and
did
he
all
has
that.
full permission to beat your
Yeah,
tail.
she did all that.
I'm calling children's services because why is my mom letting a stranger whip me?
Yes.
Why is he a stranger? You
No,
talking about
but
daddy?
that's
He
what I'm
just
trying
said
to-
stepdad.
Kanisha,
You
I'm trying to tell
said
you.
as soon as you said
Yes.
The conversation was had, boom. So I'm assuming that this conversation is had on the first few at the beginning.
No.
I'm sure at that point, it got to be some time before.
You're not even meeting my kid.
She said, I'm just going off what she said. She said, as soon as you get in there, listen, don't disrespect him. If you disrespect him, he can whoop your ass.
At moving.
What? I'm calling children's services. Come pick me up. This stranger whooping my ass. My mom said it's okay. At this point, take both their ass to jail.
You're so sick.
Get me out of here.
I'm sure when I'm dating,
because even when I'm dating or whoever I am dating, they know that I have a son, but they're not meeting my son until I know that you're
but we
good.
talking beyond that though.
So that's what I'm saying. So we talking. He's saying stepdad.
So how long do you take?
That's marriage.
Like
that's
on average to introduce somebody to your son?
They ain't made it that far yet.
Nobody has met your son?
No.
How long has the longest person has been and they still ain't made it?
Dating me?
Yeah.
She said nobody has met her son.
That's what I want to know the longest to get.
I say 2 years.
How do you hide a child for 2 years?
I didn't hide a child. It was like off and on talking. I didn't hide him. He knew where he was.
How do you hide a child?
No, I wasn't being funny, but she said 2 years. That's a long time because at 2 years, I want nightcaps. My son is in the next room. That's all I'm saying. How do you
put him to sleep? When you go to sleep, I'll be through.
I ain't doing that for no 2 years.
I'm not doing that shit for no 2 years.
It's not. It's off and on. It's not.
I'm not saying for 2 years. I'm only speaking. She said,
if I don't meet him in 3 weeks, if I don't meet him in 3 months,
put him to sleep.
I think you hiding something from me. I'm like, where is he at? Bring him down, Junior.
But
get down here now.
Listen, my son will not see a revolving door. He will not.
As he should not have.
I
applaud you for that because some women just be like, well, met him yesterday. My kids laid up with him next tomorrow.
Yeah, come over.
Yeah, like, please.
He's like, this is your uncle.
He's sitting there
especially
like,
with daughters, got them sitting on their laps and all of that.
Don't get mommy screaming.
That's another conversation. I don't believe in that sitting on the laps.
Uncle Leonard was here yesterday, but she said your name's Ralph.
Who the hell is Leonard?
Ralph.
But back to the discipline part, though.
That's
why
I
think it is circumstantial, but I do
definitely circumstantial.
But I respect people
because we got weird kids.
I respect people like Nick though, who say, "Hey, I don't want to deal with any of that. I don't care how great of a woman she is. I don't care. It's just I respect that part. But it's just.
So let me say this: I don't even have kids myself. I don't even know what it entails. But I've heard horror stories of dealing with baby dads and dealing with. Man, I know somebody related to me that went up to his ex-wife's husband and said, if you touch my kids, I'm coming here.
Wait, he said that
he's coming where?
What?
His ex-wife's dude said, don't touch my kids or I'll be back.
And then I think it even make it hard as like a person.
Imagine another man walking up to you and saying, like if you was dating another woman, he said, don't touch my kids or I got a problem with you.
But see, that's all still respect. Like for me, when it's time for me and I know that there's a guy worthy to meet my son, me personally, these are just my standards. I'm not allowing him to meet my son until he's met his father. That's my standard. That's just mine. I'm not going to let my son meet my boyfriend.
If your boyfriend hasn't met his father.
If my boyfriend hasn't met his father.
Oh, yeah. I mean.
Now, that's my standard. Now, other people don't have that standard. You know, I ain't going to say who. But other people don't have that standard. But I do. So even in the wrong that has been done to me in that regard, I'm still going to do it the right way because that's how I feel. If things were done that way, you wouldn't have to worry about these threats because whoever is saying that, how many people actually came into the picture before he came in there and that dad had to actually threaten old boy? How many women, how many men was in there?
There's some context.
You know what I'm saying? But I'm saying there has to be some sort of precedence that says, oh no, I don't care who you is. You're the 15th one. Don't put your hand on my kid.
Yeah.
Because as a mother, that's the only reason why I'm popping off like that.
But even if you're not the 15th one, you could be the first one, and it's still one of those things where like, if we were not raising our child this way, I don't want a new person to come and change your direction on how we are raising our child. If it's not for the betterment of that child. You should always remain on the same page when it comes to parenting. I don't care who you are. So if you coming in and you're saying, hey, we ain't never been physically disciplining our child, but I'm with old boy now and he believe in it, so that's what we about to do.
We got
a problem with that. Like it's an issue with that.
Well, I think it goes back to communication. Like you said, that's a healthy conversation that needs to be had of how do you discipline? Do you believe in this? My son ain't never got this. He don't need that type of discipline. Yeah. So he's not gonna need that, so you don't even need to come in with that mindset. We've never.
It's always a lot easier when you establish a relationship with the child, anyways.
Yeah.
If that child respects you, then it'll be a whole lot easier on you, and you won't have to worry about that. Nah, we ain't saying it's gonna be perfect, and that the joker won't act out at some point.
Right.
But you, as an adult, number one, need to control yourself, and then try to find a way to actually handle that. But kids do and say stuff to piss you off, though, to no end, and I get it. And some of them are off the chain, more off the chain than others. So it do be hard, but I swear it is up to that. Like, the front line of defense is the person that you're with in the relationship. Like, they have to be doing something. If they're not doing anything, it just makes it worse, and it'll piss you off more.
Because then you got other scenarios where, like, for me, you got a hypothetical for you got someone who hasn't seen a child in 2 and 3 years. So now you have to the dad has to rebuild the relationship with the kid, and there's a whole disconnect. The form of discipline that me and you was doing, or whoever, versus you didn't miss 3 years of his life. That's two different things. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
you can't be me.
You can't be.
And I've been consistent.
And I've been consistent. So it's like, does that father have to ask permission before doing anything to the mom? Just like, yo, he's doing this. I don't understand. You got to get to know that whole kid. So what do you do in that regard?
In that regard, like you said, I mean, you got to build it up from ground one.
You got to tread softly. I mean, you be ready to fight.
But I just think that overall, our kids now are being led by terrible parents, stepdads that don't really love kids and stuff like that. I ain't talking about your kids, obviously, but I'm saying that we living in a world where kids growing up without a dad, growing up without a mom, and I respect and I give a lot of respect to the parents that do a great job.
Yeah.
What the hell y'all looking at?
Stepmom, Sile.
I ain't nobody's stepmom.
But you would be someone's stepmom, though. Sile already said she already told us.
Stepmom?
2 is her max.
Did you say that for real?
Yeah, 2 is her max.
I was fearful of that because I didn't feel like I could.
But I have to really. Sorry, go ahead.
If this scenario of two different baby moms, would you do?
No, because then I feel like no. But no, I'm only saying that because like now, like my mentality is I'm pushing 30. Like at this point, I'm intentionally dating. And I'm not dating to thinking like, oh, well, let me see what I can get out of you and on to the next. No, like I'm dating with a purpose. I want to settle down with you and have my kid. So I don't want to be third baby mom. Like I don't know. It's just a thing for me, especially. You saying something over there?
No.
What you saying? Dre, you make me sick.
Said you lying.
It's okay.
About what?
If you love somebody enough.
Because I'm telling you, if the right guy came along,
I've never had to freaking go through that. So I understand,
and I know that. And listen, I'm not discounting nothing you saying, and that's cool. But I'm telling you, if the right guy came along and he struck that first impression, it was like, dang. And then y'all talking and y'all conversation is just there, and it's like, and then you found out, okay, I got 2 kids, and it is by 2 different women. I would implore you to just say, hey,
and that could be. I'm not saying never, saying never.
Get the circumstances, because you know what? It's going to be in the back of your hand like, God dang, you know what? This dude is everything, though.
And it could be.
I'm just saying.
But me right now, that's not what, like.
I know, and I understand that.
But especially
I'm just saying, like,
going to a situation like that with no kids.
Never say never.
So, like, me, not having any type of. And all people with, kids don't have drama. So, I don't even want to put that stigmatism on there. So, I don't even want to call it drama, baby daddy or baby. Because everybody doesn't have that.
Right.
And it's just like, but I, like, right now, where I, like, the mindset that I have, and I'm not saying never say blah blah blah, but I don't know. I feel like that would be like kind of hard for me personally to go into, because even like just everything we were talking about, then you got to adjust to the whole like what you and your kids, your name mom do, and you about to let this little kid. Oh God, it's so much.
But it's not. Listen. Now, although all that stuff comes in much more. Listen, if you go into a relationship with somebody who's mature and on top of their game, they get systems in place, and they do a lot of that stuff. You're not coming in. Here's the thing: you're not coming in to fulfill a role. okay, unless it's a role model. That's it. You're not coming in to play mommy.
But let me say,
As long as you're not with a guy getting with a guy that's going to try to make you and force you be that, then you're fine.
let me say
But
this-
eventually, that's what I'll end up doing, being some sort of mom
want to be a
figure.
helpmate, right? Yeah.
Right.
say this
If
real
I'm
quick,
with the
Drake.
dad, that's what I'll
All men is
eventually
not
end up
alone.
being.
Longest mom.
All men is not on their stuff like you. So we know that you got your
Right, Dre,
we know
you're
you
one
got
of
your stuff
like
together.
few.
Yeah.
In
I
Sal's
gotta-
defense, I'll give her defense. I don't believe in giving somebody time to see if it works. Because now I'm taking a 50-50 chance that it might not work.
But you doing that when you're without kids.
Yeah, but at least at least I know.
But God knew what you needed. He gave you a woman without kids.
God know what I need. I mean, I don't know. But all men ain't like you.
If
In
my
Sal's defense, all
soulmate mess
men
around
ain't
to be a
like
man
you.
with 18 kids, I'm gonna be pissed.
No, you ain't. You gonna be happy with them 18
You're gonna be in
kids.
there ready for 20, ready to make 20.
Hey,
You're gonna be ready to make 20.
I'm gonna be
Yeah,
pissed.
You'll be super happy.
Because you know everyone.
Keep your
everyone
standards
isn't
where they are. If
responsible
you don't
like
want nobody with
we
kids-
gotta deal with.
And it's not even that I don't
people
want
sharing
anybody with
same
kids,
drawers
because
and
I
crap.
realize like finding somebody without kids is rare as heck. Like somebody with 0 kids, that's
No, it
rare.
ain't.
Yes, it is.
No, it
Like,
ain't.
Nuh-uh.
yes, it is.
There's a lot of men out there with no kids.
It's a lot.
But
of
there's
them.
more people with
She
kids.
don't want buddy.
I
Who
You
are
keep
you?
passing up these good men with no
Who
kids.
is he talking about?
Passing up all these buddies.
Who? Oh, please,
buddy.
please,
There's a lot of men without no kids now.
get out my comments.
I met a guy.
Freak.
He literally had 5 kids and 5 baby mamas.
Oh God.
But 2 of his kids was conceived on the same night.
Yeah,
Project twins.
Project twins. It was a threesome gone wrong.
It sound like a threesome going right.
Oh, so are they now in a polygamous relationship?
No,
I don't know why they shouldn't. They should.
5 kids, 5 baby moms.
And 2 of them is twins.
It was a threesome.
No, they're not
And he got
twins.
them both pregnant the same night.
I mean, what
What a story to tell when they get
I
older.
mean, they should. I mean,
That's what I said.
Yeah, talk to him.
Say, ooh wee. It is what it is.
Must be my cousin.
Oh,
Listen.
All right.
let's take a second.
All right.
Takeaways.
That'll do
It's
it.
the little dramas for me. It's the
That'll
little
do
dramas. Now, what am I supposed to do? What you supposed to do when there's like these situations between you and the other spouse? I mean, not the other spouse. the
Whoa,
other ex.
now. Spouse?
Wait. What did she say? Hold on. Let her finish. What?
We ain't talking about no marriage now. Come on now. We talking about kids. Not nobody married.
What do you do when you're in an ex situation?
Is he married?
He's met.
Oh, God.
Wait. I'm confused. What are you saying? What is
I
the?
don't know. Go ahead.
Let her
I'm sorry.
finish.
He keep hyping stuff up, and I ain't even said nothing. Don't stop listening to Nick. 'cause
If
this
she
might
come
not
out
even
here
be
and
on
say she
that.
messed with some married man, I'm walking off this show. It's like, no, go ahead.
Oh no, I wouldn't do that.
That's what I thought you was going to it.
No, I wasn't gonna do that. Take us out. Forget it.
Okay.
We'll talk about this after the red
Yeah,
light is
I was
on.
waiting.
Dang.
Because she said spouse and I got scared.
I
Spouse
said,
is typically husband and wife.
ex-spouse. I was trying to say ex-spouse.
ex-spouse, I'm sorry.
I was still on the realm of the kids, and when they do something in their household that you can't really deal with, I was going there. But that's okay. It was a funny story, but that's all right. Take us out.
Takeaways.
What is that sound? Because it was that crickets.
No.
What was it? What was it?
I don't know.
We'll find out. Let me hear it.
Yeah, that wasn't the crickets.
That's horrible.
That's on a recording. Stop hitting it. It's on a record. Give me this.
Our people was hearing this.
Well, I'm sorry, y'all. I wanted to know what it is because he always being smart.
So, takeaways.
Brief.
I'm not the way you have to say. I'll keep it brief.
Thirsty.
Today.
Today, Junior.
I don't have any. Nick.
Kids are
Brief.
beautiful. That just threw me off, that brief. Kids are a beautiful thing. Take care of your kids if you're having them. If you ain't having them, you ain't got to worry about that. Let's keep it going.
Takeaway.
That takeaway I just gave was trash.
Oh, dang. Nick Cannon, I hope you reach your goal.
Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, God.
His methods are working. I don't know.
Oh, God.
Nick Cannon, keep doing you. you know what? At the end of the day, there's somebody for everybody, and everybody ain't gonna agree with everything you do, I do, he do, or she do. Just like they ain't gonna agree with what Nick is doing, but he don't care. Just like neither one of us would care at all.
We'd love to have him on the show if he ever had time.
Absolutely.
Come on, Nick Cannon. I got
So
a
keep,
lot
hey,
of
me and you
questions.
kind of on the same page. Look, well, I'm not
He
trying to
only 3
populate
away.
the earth, but still,
He 3
I've
away
done a good
from
job
being
where I am.
tied.
But still, at the same time, no, listen, be open. You know, never say never. You may fall in love with somebody who has 12 kids. You may fall in love with somebody who has 2 kids.
You may fall in love with somebody that
half
can't
of
have
them.
kids.
Or
Right.
pregnant.
I mean, I'm just throwing that
And
out
you may
there.
adopt 12.
And you may adopt a couple kids.
Straight up.
know if I
You
really
just
look
never
at
know.
me.
So don't look at it negatively. Like, I don't want to be the 10th baby mom. You may thrive as the 10th.
You set yourself
baby
up for
mom.
saying stuff like that.
You did.
You
Especially
set
sitting at the
yourself
table
up.
with me.
So if you
Anyways,
don't-
I don't give a damn if that triggered you.
it didn't
I'm
trigger
on-
me.
I said what I
It didn't trigger
said.
me.
No,
I'm
it's
trying to
okay.
welcome
I'm
you to the
saying
family.
sometimes
So I'm
Some-
on your side. You can find a good man without no kids.
Thank you. Now take us out of here. I don't know what these jokers over here talk about. I set myself up for.
No,
I
no,
said
you
what
set
I said. I
yourself
know what
up.
I want, and I know what I don't want. Now, if God got other plans, then you know.
So we appreciate y'all coming to
Don't
the
cut
show.
me off.
Be fruitful. Be fruitful and multiply. Play the moments, positive memories, stop the pain, keep the happiness on repeat. Peace.
Guys,
y'all.
what's up?
BVU fam, we just wanted to take the time to thank you once again for tuning in to another episode of Blended Views Unfiltered.
Because you know we love y'all.
And we miss y'all too.
Thank you for your support.
And we want you to take time out of your busy day and go check out our TikTok, our Instagram, and our Facebook. And for those of you who are not listening or watching on YouTube, go to our YouTube channel and subscribe.
And we also got, listener letters. So if you guys ever have a question that you want us to address, if you ever just want to write in and say, you know what, Nick, your hair is always on point, or Big Mama is so funny, or Special K is so crazy, or that Dre always getting at the
Who
women.
is Special K?
Special K is crazy. But you can write us at info@blendedviewsunfiltered.com. That is info@blendedviewsunfiltered.com.
And always remember,
Play the moments.
Positive memories.
Stop the page.
and keep the happiness on repeat. Peace.
Peace out.
Peace.